I want to be a baller. Shot collar, 20-inch blades on the Impala. Today we're talking about 3 Texans players that have absolutely balled out so far during OTAs. I'm excited to see these guys in 2025. So I'm going to talk about the 3 guys through the practices we've seen. I know it's only been, guys in, basketball shorts and helmets running out there, but these 3 guys have been impressing me so far, and I can't wait to see what they do this season. I'll tell you who those 3 guys are in just a moment, but I have been notified once again that this Texans channel, we're on the lower tier of chat sports in terms of people who have their notifications turned on, which in essence kind of makes me look a little bad. So if you can help me out real quick, all you need to do, hit that sub button, click the notification bell, and select the all option. That would help me out tremendously. I know a ton of y'all have hit that sub button so far this year. Extremely grateful. Over 30,000 people subscribe to the channel at this moment. But if you haven't turned on your notifications, do that right now. If any Texans news happens, any breaking news, you will be the first to be notified, and it will help me look better in front of my bosses. So if you could do that for me, please, thank you so much. Go down and hit that noti bell. Let's get into today's show. Balling out at OTA so far, Christian Kirk. And I know last week I put out a video around, I did an interview with Cecil Shorts, and he said Kirk might be a surprise trade candidate for this team if the rookies ball out. And maybe he heard that. Maybe he took that personally. He said, all right, I see what you're saying. Because he has been looking great at practices, 7-on-7, going one-on-one up against DBs, just in drills, cutting, looking like doing his routes out there with Davis Mills. He looks fantastic. He really does. And I know, Jeremy, we're going to take your word for it. Don't take my word for it. Take Nico Collins' word for it. This is what he had to say on Christian Kirk. He said he's the one guy the Texans have needed on offense. That's a pretty big compliment for Christian Kirk. He also said he's a slot magic man in the slot going crazy. And at this moment, the only for sure thing I know is Nico Collins is your wide receiver 1. Besides that, I have no clue how they're going to parse out the rest of this wide receiver room, who's going to get most of the snaps, who's going to get most of the targets behind Nico Collins. But Christian Kirk is making a great case for himself to be one of those next targets in this Texans wide receiver room. Over the last 4 years, the only thing that's really hindered him is being on the field and being healthy. Because looking back in 2022, 2021, almost 1,000 yards in 2021, over 1,000 yards in 2022, and then in 2023, only played 12 games. 2024, only played 8 games. So he could be really something for this Texans team if he stays healthy. And that is the main concern, right? Because this whole song and dance is kind of what we were saying last offseason with Stefon Diggs. We were like, oh my God, he could be something special for this team, and injuries hindered him. He had a season-ending injury, and this was his stat line. 47 receptions, 496 yards, 3 touchdowns, in a little under a half a season. So who knows what would have happened if Diggs was on the field for the entire 2024 campaign. And also, it was very evident for a lot of people that were at practices too. Jonathan M. Alexander from the Houston Chronicle, he does some great stuff. He tweeted this out at one of the practices, and along with the video of Christian Kirk absolutely looking smooth on his route running. If Christian Kirk can remain healthy for the Texans, I can imagine him being a big factor for Houston. He moves really well, and I agree with Jonathan. I mean, in the video, he looked like he was a smooth gazelle running down the field at that practice. Now, I have a quick question for you folks at home. Will Christian Kirk have better stats in 2025 than Diggs had in 2024? We saw he had just under 500 yards. He had 47 receptions, 3 touchdowns. Will he eclipse those numbers? Will he be the wide receiver 2 for this team? Let your voice be heard down in the comments section. If you get hit with the YouTube ad break here, all good. Scroll on down and give me your answer. Will Christian Kirk have better stats in 2025 than Stefon Diggs had in 2024? Next up on the list, and you probably, if you've been following me on Twitter or just haven't been living under a rock, this is probably evident to you. It's Kamari Lasser, the second-year corner out of Georgia. I'm expecting a massive year for Kamari in year 2. He feels slighted after year 1, where I think he should have been in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year. And he has been absolutely putting in the work this offseason, Rocky Balboa style, put in the montage, because he has been doing everything to get better for the 2025 season. And I think, Jonathan Alexander, he had a great write-up on Lassiter and Kalen Bullock. And one of the trainers that worked with them, who worked with a ton of NFL athletes, had this to say on the Texans duo. They are moving like 8 or 9 year vets. I work out a lot of guys. They are putting in the most time I've seen from someone going from year 1 to year 2. A lot of guys could do the regular norm, but those guys are putting in the extra work. And, these guys, Bullock and Lassiter, are together like peanut butter and jelly, mac and cheese, white on rice. These dudes, you never see them apart. And for good reason, because they have absolutely been shredding this offseason, almost reminding me of a J.J. Watt level of, it looks like they don't have any time off. They don't go to Cancun. They don't take breaks. They have been at this all year long. And if you're on social media, you've seen it. You've probably seen the dozens of clips that Lassiter has put out there. He's been working with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, been working in the sand, been working with Kalen Bullock, been doing different drills left and right. Every time I look on social media, he's putting in that work. And it makes me wonder, obviously, I said I think the Texans have the best corner in the NFL right now, and Derek Stingley. Could Kamari Lasser eventually eclipse Stingley as the CB1? I don't think so, but he's working at it. He's putting in that work to get at Stingley's level, and I applaud him for it, because if the Texans have 2 guys at that level, watch out opposing quarterbacks, because this duo is set to dominate for years to come. I have my last guy who has been balling out so far at OTAs, but once again, a PSA for Father's Day. Because if you haven't gotten your dad a gift yet, you are in deep doo-doo. And I have the solution for you right now, but you got to listen to me, and you got to listen good. Go to chatsports.com/TexansDad, because if you haven't gotten your father anything for Father's Day, I would bet that you're probably not even thinking about it until right before the day. And you're probably not going to get him something he wants, because he wants a Dad's Garage Texans sign. He wants a Dad Texans jersey. He wants a Best Dad bottle opener that he can put on the wall and open up those Coronas with. So if you want to get your dad something that he'll like, that he'll use, and he's a huge Texans fan, I implore you, go to chatsports.com/TexansDad. A ton of cool stuff available on the website. All you got to do is use that link. It'll be clickable in the comment section and description of today's video. Go check it out, and don't be that guy. Don't be that guy who waits till the last day and gets your dad, a Subway sandwich and a t-shirt. No, he doesn't want that. He wants some cool Texan stuff. Go check it out today at that link. Last guy who's been balling out at OTAs, his name is Cade Stove, the tight end, year 2 from the Ohio State. And I'm really looking forward to see what he can do under new offensive coordinator Nick Caley. Could we get a big year 2? And I kind of broke down on the channel before how a lot of tight ends struggle their rookie season, because not only are they a receiving threat, they also have to kind of learn the NFL blocking ways and kind of how they work with the offensive line. So you kind of have to learn 2 different positions all in one. So it's a really tough transition rookie year most of the time for tight ends. But year 2, and you have a new OC who is a tight end-centric guy in Nick Caley. And this is what he had to say on Stover throughout OTA so far. He's tough. He plays with his hair on fire. I appreciate the way he plays the game. So if you're already impressing your offensive coordinator, probably good signs to come for the rest of this season. And at the moment, I have him slotted in as the tight end 2 right behind Dalton Schultz. You also have Brevin Jordan, Luke Lachey, Irv Smith Jr. in this room. But this is a big year for this tight end room, for everybody in this tight end room. Because essentially, the entire tight end room is on notice. There's nobody that is safe going into 2025, 2026, and beyond. Schultz, after this season, if he's cut, you can save $11.5 million if you've moved on from him next offseason, either if you cut him or trade him. And this means Stover has a chance to be the guy. He can be the next guy on this team. Or if nobody shows out, I guarantee you the Texans are going to take a tight end in the first or second round of next year's draft. But I'm really hoping that chemistry with him and C.J. Stroud, former teammates at Ohio State. I feel like part of the reason why the Texans went ahead and drafted Cade Stover. Can they get that mojo going? Can they get that rhythm, that connection in 2025? That's what I'm really hoping on, and that's why it's really, really great news that Cade Stover has been looking really good at OTAs so far. That's all I have for you on today's show, folks. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can do so at Jeremy Chuggs. My DMs are always open, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. You made it to the end of the video. It doesn't hurt. It's just one click down there, and you get free Texans content all year long. Seems like a pretty good deal to me.